me shelter. Simple life, it's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter. Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the We Too All Urban's Movement platform, your distinct and dynamic platform that speaks to and for the masses. We are not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers. Rather, we are in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia, but even around the world. Again, this is your one-on-one platform, the We Too All Urban's Movement platform, the platform that speaks to and for the masses. We are not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers. Rather, we're in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia, but even around the world. Today is an exciting day. I guess we're excited to have all of you here tonight. And if you have tuned in, I ask you begin to share this live, comment, invite someone, subscribe, and things of that nature. It's going to really be an exciting show. The title of tonight's show is pretty simple. As you can see, our topic here is mindset is everything. Again, you're watching the We Too All Liberals Movement platform, your one and only platform that's in the business of decolonizing our mindset. We'd like to begin our show today by just giving you a little bit of background of the movement once more. From time to time, this is going to be something that we're going to do. We want to just state to you our mission. We are dedicated to empowering the socially and morally conscious youth. Our platform aims to educate, cultivate, empower young men and women who are passionate about addressing the injustices and hardship in society. We seek individuals who are ready to take responsibility and work towards making a positive change. What is our vision? Our vision here, we inspire to be the premier movement of choice in the 21st century, setting the standard for our counterparts. So again, you're watching the We Too All Liberals Movement. I will be your host as usual, Ciaito Williams. Thank you for tuning in. I ask once more, did you begin to share, like, subscribe, and maybe comment? Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, our topic for tonight. What's our topic for tonight? Our topic is pretty simple. Mindset is everything. As the Bible says, or the good book says, so as a man think of himself, so is he. I'd like to begin today's show by, just reading pretty much of what the founder and CEO of Microsoft, actually Steve Jobs, delivering a commencement address just before succumbing to cancer. What he said, he charged up the graduate by saying, "Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They are not found of the rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can praise them, disagree with them, quote them, disbelieve them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can do is ignore them, because they change things. They invent, they imagine, they heal, they explore, they create, they inspire, they push the human race, forward. Maybe they have to be crazy. How else can you stare at an empty canvas and see a work of art? Or sit in silence and hear a song that's never been written? Or gaze at a red planet and see a laboratory on wheels? We make tools for these kinds of people. Why some see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. And this is exactly what the We Too movement is about. We're here to change, revolutionize the thought process of our people all around the world, in Liberia as well as the diaspora. because we have been having series of conversation with people, maybe our followers and friends, associates, loved ones. Some have different perspective about our concept, our philosophy. Some do not believe that Liberia is going to change, or there is going to be a change in Liberia. But we are of strong conviction that there's hope for Liberia. And the reason why one will ask, and those questions, I guess, is because of the prevailing situation. But we believe strongly, and because we believe, we've decided that we'll choose optimism over cynicism. So today we want to say that, this topic, we're going to push it. We're going to keep propagating the message. We're going to keep pressing on, believing that change is going to come. And everything in life that a person would like to do or want to do or intend to do starts within our mind, or starts within his or her mind. And so we believe that mindset is everything. To think critically and intensely is to confront forms of death. We believe that our country, Liberia, is facing many, many forms of death. The death of thievery, the death of crime to humanity, bigotry, mendacity, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Again, so as a man think of himself, so is he. And that's plain and simple for our day-to-day people, our ordinary people, which is our people that we want to talk to. We're saying that everything that you want to be, everything that you envision, starts within the mind. Whatever you believe, whatever you accept, whatever you foresee yourself being, whatever you imagine yourself being, that's exactly what you will become. And so the essence of today's show, again, is to encourage you, is to give you insight that everything is actually everything that you imagine. Mindset is everything. So I want to give you some classical examples. In 1909, a young man by the name of Kwame Nkrumah was born in Ghana. Would then move to Accra, where he would attend school in Achimota and would teach for a little bit. Would be fortunate enough to travel to the U.S., attend university at Lincoln University, so to speak, begin to study and, be introduced to a whole bunch of concepts, theory, and things of that nature, Gandhi theory, Karl Marx, and the list goes on and on. We'll graduate with a degree, I believe, in theology, and then we'll move on to pursue a master's at, stand to be corrected, University of Pennsylvania. And we'll then hang around, some civil rights leaders, pick up some ideas and philosophy, and would then run back to Ghana. Actually, he made a stop in Ghana, but we'll go back to Ghana and we'll actually change the trajectory of the political landscape. And the Gold Coast would then gain her independence. And then this young man with a vision, with a mindset to ensure that Africa, because he said that the independence of Ghana was nothing without the independence of the entire Africa. And we saw for a fact that right after Ghana had gained her independence, several other African countries will gain their independence. Marcus Garvey would leave Jamaica and would come to the great United States of America after blacks were granted their freedom. But some still saw themselves as slaves. And he will change the trajectory also, would give hope, will begin to raise the mindset and the consciousness of Black people to see themselves more than just slaves, but to see themselves as free people, people who have come to maximize their potential, people who have come to make something of themselves. And we'll be able to, for the first time in the history of mankind, persuade 3 million people to move back to Africa. Same with the great Master Fard Muhammad, who would come from the East and would come to the West. Similarly, saw Black people who, after the Emancipation Proclamation, after they were set free, still saw themselves as slaves. Some were even afraid to be granted their freedom, wanted to go back to be slaves. Master Fard Muhammad would begin to speak into the minds of those people, and some of these people will be raised from the horizontal and then move up to the vertical and begin to see themselves different. How did that happen? Starts in the mind. Today's topic again is mindset is everything. So a man see himself, according to the text, as a man see himself or think of himself, so is he. Mindset is everything. To take it a step further, we see that a lot of us are in the positions that we're in because of how we see ourselves, because of what we think of ourselves. We do not know the potentials that we have. We've not pushed ourselves. We have not envisioned ourselves as free people who have the ability to will things into existence, to vision things into existence. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. You're greater than the sun. You're greater than the star. You're greater than the moon. You're greater than the ocean. Look at the Great West, where today we have people from a single individual. We have people making phone calls on telephones. We have people that have been able to actually spin bridges, build bridges to spin rivers. They've been able to build submarine to go down oceanic depth. People are putting contraption on Mars. What do we think of ourselves? How do we see ourselves? Do we see ourselves as being subservient? Do we think that we're supposed to be here to be subservient to another group of people, a social class of individuals? How do you see yourself? And what do you think of yourself? Do you think of yourself in a positive way? Do you think of yourself as being someone who is capable of changing the world? And this is why we're saying that the reason why our country is in the condition that she's in, because of the quality of people that she's produced. And we will go back to state the African proverb that says that it takes a village to raise a child. And if the village is crazy, that village will produce crazy children. And so because we see ourselves as beggars, we think of ourselves as beggars. We think of ourselves as good for nothing. And so what we produce is good for nothing people. We see ourselves as mediocre people. So we produce mediocre people. Imagine yourself coming to the end of life only to say, I wish if I had, could have, or should have done X, Y, Z. Mindset is everything. And so it is important that we begin to think different of ourselves. It is important that we begin to see ourselves different. We have the ability to speak things into existence. We have the ability to maximize our potentials. We have the ability to do exceedingly abundantly above what we ourselves act or think. But as we see ourselves, as we imagine ourselves, as we think of ourselves, is what we become. Those are the products that we become. So tonight's topic is a pretty simple topic. Mindset is everything. We must begin to see ourselves different. We must begin to see ourselves as the head. We must begin to see ourselves as leaders. We must begin to see ourselves as individuals who have come to the earth to make a significant difference. So everything that we imagine, everything that we want to be, starts in the mind. And this is why our country, our domain, what we continue to produce is so low. If we begin to see ourselves from a different glance or at a different glance as productive people, as people who have come to make a difference in society, then definitely we will make a difference in society. If we begin to see ourselves as the head, if we begin to see ourselves as the light or lights of the world to make impacts, we will be able to also build planes, you know what I mean? Feed ourselves, be truly independent. You know what I mean? But because we don't see ourselves in such manner, we see ourselves as subservient, we see ourselves as lower class, lesser class human beings. So automatically, this is what we are producing. Everything that we want to be starts in the mind. And that's why assimilating to what society would consider normal can be a weapon of psychological, you know what I mean, destruction. What we need to do is to begin to see ourselves as productive individuals who have come for such a time to make a tremendous impact on the face of the earth. So for our very ordinary people, why would you see yourself as a beggar? Why would you want to see yourself as a follower, being on the lower spectrum, so that someone will continue to lead you? And that's why Socrates said, he said, an unexamined world on an unexamined life is not worth living. It's about time that we begin to revisit the way we see ourselves, the way we think of ourselves. Because if we begin to think of ourselves in a different way, the things around us will definitely change. But if we continue to see ourselves as subservient individuals, or individual who's supposed to be subservient to a higher class of individuals, then automatically that's exactly who we're going to be. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. You can be anything if you want, if you put your mind to it. You can change the world if you want, if you put your mind to it. How is it that the guy who lived in Liberia with little or no opportunity would leave Liberia, travel maybe somewhere outside the country, and make good of himself? How is it that the guy you and this guy came from the same belly, same mom, same dad, but because of the mindset, he's able to make strides and make better of himself, But because you see yourself so low, you are not thinking critically of yourself to maximize your potential, to reach your zenith, so as to contribute to the world, but relegate yourself to being a beggar and to being a follower. Your end result is obviously a beggar and a follower who is healing other people, not adding value to your life so that you can make an impact to the world at large. You're not able to make an impact to your domain, to your home, because everything starts at home. You're not able to even improve your life, your personal life. Even before we talk about you making an impact to affect the lives of your children, of your family members, of your loved ones, your associates, your friends, internally, that's locally and externally. How is it that we have other people creating Facebook, WhatsApp, you know what I mean, Microsoft, other programs, and we don't see ourselves as people who have the ability to make a change, but we see ourselves as people who are supposed to be on the lower spectrum, begging from day to day. When you have come here to contribute to the world, to cultivate the earth, to have dominion, to have power, because you see yourself, you think of yourself as a lesser in a human being, as a lesser individual. So your life then has resulted to being of a lesser person. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. We see now in Rwanda. Rwanda just experienced a brutal civil war, but was able to emancipate herself through an individual who, because of his mindset, is now changing the trajectory of the country. Now, Rwanda can even be compared to other countries, advanced countries around the world. Same with Ghana. Mindset. The Ghanaians are patriotic, love for country, want to see their country improve, want to see the individuals in the country be better. Individuals are making strides to educate themselves. And not only the college degree when we talk about education, but they have vocational training. They have technical trainings. There are other skills that those people are fighting to learn so that they can be able to contribute and so that they can be able to sustain themselves. Mindset is everything. What do you think of yourself? How do you see yourself? How do you imagine yourself? So as a man see himself or think of himself or think it, so is he. What you think is what you produce. What you think actually produces your behavior, your actions, etc., etc. Mindset is everything. We have a perfect opportunity for those of us who are living now in 2024 not to see ourselves as lesser people. You can't not only come here and want to be like the next man who's next to you when you are peculiarly, wonderfully, fearfully made to contribute to the world. You can deliver yourself just by your mindset. You can deliver yourself just by your thought process. Mindset is truly everything. The way we see ourselves, the way we think of ourselves, produces positive energy, positive change, so that our world, our domain, our community, our homes can be better. What do you think of yourself? What do you think of your community? When these people are putting contraption on mass, when these people are improving the infrastructure and we're tearing down our country, we're destroying our children, we're followers. Now you got all the degrees. You're not even proud to talk about your foundation because you went to school in Liberia. Oh yeah, you came to America now. You got a college degree from Harvard University. You are no longer, you know what I mean? Whatever school you went to, maybe you went to CWA, maybe you went to some teacher pepper school, and you got a solid foundation from that school. And because of that solid foundation, you're able to matriculate into some higher institution of learning in America, or maybe Great Britain. So now you, just to narrow it to America, you're a Harvard graduate, or you're Princeton graduate, you're Temple graduate. So you're Temple grad. Go back to Liberia with a finance degree or a degree in economics. Let me just talk about finance. And now you're a minister of finance, but you're not able to produce. All you're able to do is to borrow money from IMF. All you're able to do is to borrow money from World Bank. So what kind of education is that? Your inability to take your education, because the degree that you have is a social contract. It's a social contract that calls for you to reach out and make better of yourself. Take the education from theory, practicalize it, improve the condition of your people as well as yourself. Make our country a better place. Clean your environment. Love your neighbor as yourself. Improve the condition of the people so that they can have the basic needs of life. Their right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything is the topic. If you're tuning, you're watching the We Too All Liberians Movement platform, your distinct and dynamic platform that speaks to and for the masses. We are not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers. Rather, we're in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia, but even around the world. Our platform aims to educate, to cultivate and empower young men and women who are passionate about addressing the injustices and hardship of society. So we want to make a difference. But how can we make a difference? Until we can change the mindset of our people. Leaders, mindset is everything. How do you see yourself? What do you think of yourself? What do you think of your constituents? What do you think of your home? What do you think of your children? What do you think of your community, your church? What do you think of your borough, your township? What do you think of your county? What do you think of the country from a national perspective? Mindset is everything. Why we're a country so richly endowed with all of the resources? See your coastline. We have diamonds, silver, gold, and everything that we need. Timbers, the rainforest. Why are we beggars? Why are we beggars? Regrettably, we are living in a society where to be different will be considered an act of resistance. And a lot of us, we're not living our truth because we want to be followers. If we can change our mindset to be who we have been called to be and be sincere to ourselves, like Shakespeare says, to their own self be true. Mindset is everything. I can't be you. You can't be me. You're wonderfully and fearfully made. Single DNA. who has come for such a time and a season. We're supposed to improve our country and make it better. We're supposed to be able to ensure that our children will be raised in a safe environment so that they can reach their full potential. But we're there killing our people, stealing our resources, embezzling from the country at the expense of your people. Mindset is everything. Today, Rwanda is a prime example. So the solution to our country is in proximity. What is your mindset? What do you think of yourself? You have the ability to say, let there be. You have the ability to speak things into existence, to will things into existence, to envision things into existence. But you're a follower. One thing, you're not creative. Oh, do you know what? They're selling Irish cream soap or spring soap. And so you're doing that business because your neighbor's doing the business. You know, right now, when people selling cars, you know, they're sending a lot of cars to Liberia. So we got to send cars to Liberia. No creativity. What is your mindset? No strategic plan. Everything you want now. You're not adding value to your life. As a man thinketh of himself, so is he. So the good book says, we have a responsibility to make sure that we're changing our thought process, to make sure that we are thinking critically so that our world can be a better place, so that our country can be a better place. How can we make our world a better place? We have to embrace ourselves, embrace our own uniqueness without renting or leasing other people's ideas or approval. And that's why Nikki Giovanni, in a poem, Ego Tripping, she asked the question, there may be a reason why. Many people now will have to get to the place where they'll stop apologizing for having an ego, because you have to be yourself. Positive mindset. So you make sure that we're affecting change. We're promoting change. Change is a constant variable. Positive change is what we want. You're not here to be subservient to someone. You've not come here to be slaves to someone. See yourself different. Elevate yourself. Study to show yourself approved. You can be anything if you want, if you put your mind to it. Who you are is not your last name. It's not what you drive. It's not what you wear. It's not your address. Find your own path. Think positively. Elevate your thought process. Grab some books. Read. Affiliate with the right people. Align yourself with the right company. That'll make a difference in your life. That hopefully will begin to help with your thought process. Mindset is everything. As a man thinketh, so is he. What you think is what you produce. Your behavior is a product of your thought process. You can't be me. We have to get into the habit now to begin to change the way we think. We have many examples. We have many, many examples. How is it that we're talking about a PhD program at a university that does not have the facility needed, does not have the requisite instructors, so as to produce quality students, but we want to have a PhD program? Our people continue to live in abject poverty. Our primary education is of no status. You have a high school student that is teaching high school. In fact, he wants to teach at a university. You have a rundown system. There's no structure. The leader is being led. We'll continue to look to the outside world for our own salvation when we have everything. That's why we're praying, not to divert. We're asking God, we want this, we want that, we want bed. He said, I make trees. We have to think to be able to make furniture. You're asking for cars. Countries are making planes. And we're playing around 45,000. Are people being reduced to beggars? What do you think of yourself? And you think you're amassing for yourself wealth? So a man think of self, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. Mindset is everything. This is the perfect opportunity. The We Too movement believes that producing quality individuals will change the dynamics of our country in a positive direction. We must improve the quality of lives of our people by investing in our primary education, secondary education, tertiary education, vocational schools. What type of people do we want to be? Those are the questions. What kind of country do we want to be? We are not photocopying. We're going back to our indigenous culture, our tradition, teaching morals, respect, integrity, building the human capacity of our people, not masquerading, trying to be the next person, but to be authentic, to be genuine, so that we can produce to the fullest. Mindset is everything. What is your mindset? It was the mindset of the young man, Kwame Nkrumah, that gave Ghana independence. It was the mindset of Garvey that influenced him to lead one of the leaders of the civil rights movement. It was the mindset of Benjamin Elijah Mays that actually led Dr. King and a host of other individuals to be brave. It was the mindset of the 37 men, free blacks, who were first graduate from Morehouse College. Some would choose to be teachers and preachers. So we will go back to teach these people so that they can be the doctors, the lawyers, the engineers, the social scientists, so that we can make our society a better place. What is our mindset? What are we thinking for our people? What is our vision? What is our vision for our country, for our children, for ourselves? What legacy do we want to set or leave when we are gone? Mindset is everything. We all can't be mechanics. We all can't be doctors. We all can't be lawyers. We all can't be merchants. You're wonderfully and fearfully made. Come here for time in the season, but to reduce yourself to the position where you will remain a beggar and never reach your full potential and then die. And that's why Les Brown, the motivational speaker, once said, imagine yourself on your deathbed and around your deathbed and your gifts, the gifts that came to you. And because you never used them, now you're going to your grave. And now we have to go with you. One of the saddest things in life is to live a life of mediocrity. Is to allow opportunity come your way and you do not maximize it. Life is not going to be just silver and gold. You have to fight. You have to be able to endure. You have to be resilient. You have to be unique. And that's why, Chadwick Boseman addressing a group of students at a commencement convocation, he said, when completing a long climb, one first experiences shortness of breath, disorientation, due to the high altitude of the climb. But when you become accustomed to the climb, your mind opens to the tranquility of the triumph. So at that particular moment, you have some decisions to make. We have to see ourselves different, where we'll be able to endure, we'll be able to prepare ourselves, be able to work while it is day, so that when night cometh, we will be ready, steady to show yourself approved. Seek first. And when you say you're going to church and sitting there and waiting for the pastor to pray for you, you have the ability to call, speak things to existence, will things into existence, not to sound repetitive, so that you can make a difference while you're here. Because you hail from a lineage and legacies of incredibly great men like Dr. King, men like Nat Turner, men like Kwame Nkrumah, Gerald Rawlings, Nelson Mandela, who would do 27 years in prison to ensure that his people are liberated. What is your mindset for your very self, for your children, for your community, for your country? We must have a changed mindset. With a changed mindset, we can make a better Liberia. We can build a better Liberia. A Liberia where we'll be able to grow our children, raise them in harmony. Again, I said this before, so that they can maximize the potential to make a difference in the world. Because the real truth is, we are children of the world, of the universe. So it doesn't matter. Because Liberia, Africa, Europe, we are all one. It was the white man thought process that delineated or separated our that continent, separated into countries. Because we are all one people. With a great mindset, we can make our world a better place. With a great mindset, we'll be able to maximize our potential. With a great mindset and your intellectual prowess, you have the ability to find the cure to cancer. You know what I mean? Why would we come here for such a time in the season and allow someone to keep you down because of the way you see yourself. Would you imagine of yourself when God has given you power and dominion to subdue the earth? The sun does not have eye to see. The sun cannot speak. The water cannot speak. The trees cannot speak. You have the ability to speak. You have the ability to think. You have the ability to master the sun, the moon, the earth, the river, the trees, all of the animals. You have the ability to make wise decisions. We have the attributes of the ultimate. You have the ability to call and create things. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. And so if you are in the position or the constant habit of not seeing yourself as being the head, but the tail, of not seeing yourself as being the first, know now that there's a crown above your head that you got to grow tall enough to wear. You are kings and queens, masters of the earth. We can make our country, maybe if not comparable to Rwanda, because we're so far behind, 177 years old, decrepit schools, people living in abandoned buildings. We're building all over the place. Our roads are in bad condition. The lifespan of our people is so short. Run down educational system. No structure at all. We're fighting every day amongst ourselves. Our leaders are bad examples. We are retrogressing. No progress at all. We are beggars. When we have the resources, but we're looking outside. We're looking to other people. This is the time now for us to move from the position of having the other persons doing the thinking for us. We believe that the We Too movement have the ability, by the special grace of the ultimate, to change the mindset, because we believe faith comes by hearing. And so that's why we're going to continue to resound this so that you get the message. Mindset is everything. Mindset. As a man thinketh of himself, as a man see himself, so is he. How do you see yourself? How do you see your environment? You don't have to see it. Do not allow someone to keep you in a box, because boxes are for things and not people. How do you see your brother? Do you see your brother as animal? If you see yourself as an animal, then you are an animal. What do you think of yourself? What do you imagine? Again, you're watching the We Too All Libraries Movement platform, your distinct and dynamic platform that speaks to and for the masses. We are not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers. Rather, we are in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia, but even around the world. Malcolm X said, I repeat, living an unexamined life is painful. Living an unexamined life is painful. Socrates first said this. He said, an unexamined world is not worth living. I think it's important that we sit back, begin to reevaluate, reassess our lives, think about purpose, change our thought process, begin to see ourselves as people who have come to have dominion, to have power, to call things into existence, to lead and not to be followers, to make this world, our domain, and the entire world a better place. You cannot come here and don't make a difference. You cannot come here to be beggars. You cannot, no, you're not. I wouldn't divert. Why would you see yourself as a Zogo? Why would you see yourself as a beggar? Why would you see yourself as a prostitute, a gay, lesbian? Is that what you're called to be? You can be a mechanic. You're here to cultivate the earth. You can be a chef. You can be a DJ. You can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer. How do you see yourself? How do you envision yourself? Again, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. We have to keep saying this. We have to keep resounding this so that you get it. We have to keep on with this motivation to reassure you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. See yourself as a leader. See yourself as a winner and not a loser. See yourself as the head and not the tail. Imagine yourself as an entrepreneur, as one who has come to lead this country, to make this world a better place, to make your domain a better place, so that we all can live in harmony, so as to make our country a better world. Again, if you had tuned in, this is the We Too Are Liberians Movement platform. We're here to change the mindset, not only in Liberia, but globally. With a changed mindset, we can make this world a better place. This is to us a never-ending task. I want to thank all of you for following, but we do have a mandate, and the mandate that's lauded to us, to you and me, is to reach back as we have a changed mindset to create a better community, a better country, so that all of us can enjoy, live in harmony, reach our full potential so as to make our country a better place. But it all starts with the mind. The mindset is everything. So this is how we're going to conclude this edition of the show. I want to conclude with these two quotes again. One from Malcolm X that says, living an unexamined life is painful. Socrates says, the unexamined world or life is not worth living. I'll say, assimilating to what society considered to be normal can be a weapon of psychological torture. You want to be the next guy. You want to be the next girl. You want to be the next boy. He's doing this, so you want to do it. Is that what you've been called for? Is that what you've been called to do? A follower? No. Find your own tribes. Find your village. Align yourself with the right people. So again, I have been your host. This is the We Too Are Liberians Movement platform. We're here to change the mindset, decolonize the mindsets of our people. Jesus said, I come to set the captive free. It was because of the mindset that Maya Angelou, freed 300 blacks, slaves, during the Underground Railroad. Moses led a freedom march. Same mindset. Freeing his people from captivity. From a telegram from God saying to Moses, let my people go. Malcolm X. Martin Luther King. Garvey. Master Farah Muhammad. Someone will have to come from outside to see you there. You have eyes you can't see. You have ear you can't hear. You know, I like to conclude here. I hope, this topic will resonate with you. And as we leave the live, I want you to reevaluate your thought process. Begin to see yourself as kings and queens first and not the last, head and not the tail. You've come here for such a time to make a difference, but it all starts in the mind. Thank you very much for watching. I've been your host, C.H. Williams. You have a good and pleasant night. Look forward to seeing you again. Our topic for the night, mindset is everything. I have been your host once more. Thank you for watching. You have a good night.
Simple life. It's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter.